What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and Jussie Smollett's mugshot has just been released. And I don't know about you all, but I take comfort in the fact that this violent criminal is behind bars tonight. I am going to sleep better tonight, knowing that he is behind bars and not posing a threat to me or any of my viewers. And obviously, I say that kind of jokingly, but make no mistake about it, this crime that he committed is very serious. In fact, that I would argue that this crime he committed had a bigger impact on our society as a whole than most violent crimes that I hear of, most violent crimes that I report on. What he did directly fueled the fire that was already going on in America. It directly helped build the divide that was already going on in America. You know, one thing the judge said that I really appreciated was the timing in which Jussie Smollett did this. He did this when America was divided. He did this when there was a lot of racial tensions that were created by the mainstream media and by a certain portion of our politicians. He did this in a time where he knew that he could capitalize on it because the mainstream media was looking to pick up on anything they could to try to make it look like America was just this totally outrageous, racist country. Now, don't get me wrong. There's racists in America. But the mainstream media was like hyper-focusing on that for months and months on end, as mostly peaceful protests broke out in almost every city across America, and buildings burned to the ground, people's businesses burned to the ground, and Jussie Smollett added fuel to those fires. He poured the gasoline on those businesses himself, if you ask. How many people lost their lives over those few months of straight protest riots and turbulence? How many people built up aggression towards the opposite race because of what Jussie Smollett did? So make no mistake about it, even though I think this is a totally funny moment, a totally memeable moment, and a big victory for us all, it's still something to be taken seriously. But I think what most people are focused on right now is this outburst that he had. Let's take a look.
Custody Sheriff, court is adjourned.
I am not suicidal.
Stop laughing at our black.
I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
So why did he have that crazy outburst? I think a lot of people are asking that question. Does he think that he's going to end up like Epstein? Does he think that he's going to end up like one of Epstein's friends? Like, why this outburst? Is he trying to make people form conspiracy theories that someone's going to try to take him out? Or maybe there is some validity to his statement, you know. He wants to make sure that everyone knows that he's not going to harm himself. Because, let's be honest, I don't think he's going to fare too well in jail. And I think there may be people in there who aren't going to be appreciative of what he did. So maybe he's scared of that. But at the end of the day, I can't feel bad for him because he put himself in that position. And this is something that he should have thought about. Because make no mistake about it, people, he didn't care if two random people were pulled off the street and charged with this crime. In fact, he would have loved that. Because then there would be even more proof that what he said was real. Even though it was so unbelievable from the beginning that he would be outside in double-digit below zero weather trying to get a sub sandwich, a little a meatball sub, a chicken teriyaki at 2 o'clock in the morning in Chicago. In Chicago. MAGA hat wearing racist white men are waiting outside of Jussie Smollett's apartment complex to throw gasoline on him. They just so happen to have gasoline and a noose. And he's on video with the noose around his neck, and you could tell that he tightened it later, and he just sat there and with it on, until the police got there. Didn't even try to take it off. It's just, the details of this situation is so pathetic and so laughable. But seeing this mugshot makes me happy. It makes me happy that maybe the justice system still works out just a little bit. I don't think that Jussie Smollett should have went away for life or even 15 years like some people were saying, but I do think that he should have spent some time behind bars. I do think that 150 days is a light slap on the wrist. I think that's a light slap on the wrist for what he did. Because what he did and the timing of what he did, it's really important, because I think it had a big impact on a lot of the racial divides that were going on at the time in this country. What he did took us so many steps back as a whole, as a society, as a whole. It took us several steps back. And then when he did it, it's not just the fact that he did it, it's the fact that all of these politicians and these big names who have a big influence on society, they took it and they ran with it. And, they influenced so many people to start hating each other over this situation, when in reality it was a fake situation that he created. So, all in all, I'm happy about how this ended up. I'm not 100% happy, because I think that he should have gotten at least a year. Honestly, I think he should have gotten at least a year. But 150 days will seem like a year to him in jail, I am sure. I'm sure he's going to complain about it, probably going to write a book about it. I don't think there is any redemption arc for him. I think for the most part, a lot of people are fed up with him, especially after today. And he's still not, admitting that he's guilty. He's still saying that he's innocent. And he's going on these tirades about him not, that he wouldn't, hurt himself in any type of way, as if maybe someone's out to get him, and I don't think anyone's out to get Jussie Smollett, because you have to remember, that's why we're here in the first place. It's because he was pretending like people were out to get him. And then the last thing we hear from him is some kind of sort of pretending that people are out to get him. But, Hollywood's a weird place. Maybe they are. Maybe his time is up. I don't know. You know what happened to Bob Saget? Hey, crazier things have happened, people. But I want to know your thoughts about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and as always, find some time out of your day to go watch a movie.
I think that what people need to hear is just the truth.
I'm left hanging my head and asking why.
You do such a disservice when you lie about things like this.
Why would anyone, especially an African-American man, use the symbolism of a noose to make false accusations?
I noticed the rope around my neck and I started screaming.
How could someone look at the hatred and suffering associated with that symbol and see an opportunity to manipulate that symbol to further his own public profile?
They called me. There's no which way you cut it.
Bogus police reports cause real harm.
The fact that we have these fear mongers.
The accusations within this phony attack received national attention for weeks.